Let's go next to Grant from Iowa City. Grant, welcome to the program. What's on your mind today?
Hey, David. So you might have already addressed this question in the past at some point, so I apologize if that's the case, but
Apology accepted.
great. But what, if anything, do you think can be done to regain the majority of people's confidence in the fairness and security of the voting and election process?
Well, the reason I love this question is that it's based on a false premise, and I understand why you're asking it this way. Most people do trust the election results that we've had in the United States. It's not a majority that doubts the election results, which should make us ask, why do those claims that most people don't believe get so much attention and amplification? And it's because there is one side, the Republican Party, that has abandoned policy and they want to try to win through hijinks and election interference and getting votes thrown out or closing polling places, et cetera. Your question more generically would be, what can we do to increase confidence in our election systems? But you said, how can we get back to a majority? We have a majority who already trust our election system.
Right. I think I asked it poorly, I guess. I was more so wondering, like, of the people who don't trust it, how do we regain the majority of, like, those people?
Sadly, it's not simple, and here's why. When critical thinking is weakened and diminished in the United States, it creates a vacuum into which elected officials on any side could convince their followers of obviously untrue things. You look at some of the people who say they're going to vote for Herschel Walker, despite all of the claims against him, and they go, no, well, he apologized and he's denying it, and it was something he did when he was young, he was 50, and on and on. They can explain it away, however. And so when you have such a population that's vulnerable to non-thinking and disinformation, et cetera, if the Republican Party decides we benefit from convincing our followers that the elections aren't fair, it's very hard to disabuse folks of that belief. So unfortunately, I hate to be such a downer on this. We need to basically vaccinate people against falling for false beliefs like this in the first place, which goes back to what we teach starting in middle school and in high school and getting people not to fall for this stuff in the first place. So it's a very big uphill battle.
Yeah.
To the extent, one other idea would be, if Republicans stop believing it's to their advantage to tell the "it was rigged" story, then they would stop doing it. And I just broke a glass. Wow, that was very loud. But to the extent that they continue to benefit from that, they're going to keep doing it.
Yeah, that's probably very true. All right. Well, thanks for taking my call.
No problem. I'm actually wondering how loud that was. We do have broken glass in the studio, so we're gonna have to deal with that in a moment. But let's continue with calls for the time being.